Okay, so I just got back from the newest Captain America movie. If I were to describe it in a single word, it would be boring. First and foremost, I do not like Red Hulk as a concept. I do not like him as a character. Um, because back in like the 1970s and the 1980s, Thunderbolt Ross was he was like the equivalent of J. Jonah Jameson. He did not have powers, but like he was like an antagonist to the Hulk who was like consistent. He wasn't like somebody that you could defeat with violence. He was somebody that was always there, but he commanded the military, and there was critiques of the military industrial complex and the anti-war movement of like the 1970s and good things. Then comes along Jeff Loeb, and he like says, no, we're done with that. And it's like, okay, I'm going to like create this character. He's going to be Red Hulk, and he's going to be a anti-hero, and surprise, he's Thunderbolt Ross. So basically, it's very easy to see Red Hulk as like censorship of like previously a critique of the military industrial complex, watered down, like whitewashed, like removed. It's like, nah, we're making movies. We can't be like this antagonistic towards like the military industrial complex no more. Fun fact, like Jeff Loeb went on to become like the showrunner for like Daredevil and like Nobu, like the ninja guy that Daredevil fought. And I like think he fought him in the first season, but he like came back in the second season. And and Jeff Loeb was like, no, we're not giving like the Asian character a backstory. No one wants to see that. So Jeff Loeb's also racist, and he's also a military industrial complex apologist. So I and also like just Red Hulk is like back in the 1960s in the Silver Age, like comic books were all about like, 1 week there's time travel and the next week there's aliens, and then hey, look, Mole Man, or like it's always constant energy, it's always something new. And Red Hulk is symbolic of like a more modern, everything's recycled, like you talk to people, it's like everything's a reboot, everything's like based on a book, there's no original ideas in Hollywood. Red Hulk is a symptom of that as well. I don't miss that. And hey, by the way, there was Captain America in the Captain America movie, kind of, because going back to the 1970s, transition between the Bronze and the Silver Age, the Falcon, Sam Wilson, was technically the second black superhero after Black Panther, but Black Panther didn't get his own title. He just sort of like showed up to the Fantastic Four, said, hey, what's up? I'm here. I'm awesome. You're not going to see me again until like for a couple years. And, that was that. But like Sam Wilson, Falcon, he was a title character. It was Captain America and Falcon. First black character to be in the title of the comic book, the superhero comic book. And he was very much of the 1970s civil rights era personality wise. He was like he was the antithesis to like Captain America's thesis, Steve Rogers' thesis. And I think that these movies are doing a real disservice to that, like that legacy. Like Steve Englehart, the writer under Captain America and the Falcon during that period, like when Watergate happened, Steve Rogers like took off his Captain America suit, said, I can't be Captain America anymore. The USA is not a good place. I can't do this. And so the Falcon became Sam Wilson became the first actual black superhero to be the leader in his own book. His name was in the title. He was the main character because Steve Rogers was out of commission. They're really doing a disservice to him here, because it's like, you can be the leader, but you can't keep the name Falcon. We have to give it to this other guy, and he's going to be the comic relief and like exposition dumps. And then halfway through the movie, he's going to like get murked and disappear for the second half. And, he gets like a sad backstory. Well, not even that, like at the finale, and like Anthony Mackie's character was basically, it's not his fault per se, but he's very disconnected from like the entire movie. Like, it's like he goes up to like Red Hulk. It's like, think about this Betty. You remember Betty? I've never met her, but you care about her. And he he occasionally gives speeches about never giving up because he knows people aren't going to be like happy with him taking over as Captain America. But why does his character want to be Captain America? Because, like I said, he comes from like a civil rights era comic books, and for me, this is like a big step far away from that. And he doesn't have any villains. He barely has a supporting cast of his own. Like, it's been a while, but didn't he have like a sister in like the Falcon and the Winter Soldier show? Why wasn't she relevant? Why not get into his family? Like, Steve Rogers was a man out of time. Sam Wilson is a character of this time. Why not explore that angle? Why is he just kind of rehashing, like, the first half of this movie was like, the first half hour was very much military industrial complex propaganda. It was very, and then like about half an hour in is like, oh, I guess we're doing like this thing where I have to go rogue because the U.S. government's corrupt or something. And it's not even that. It turns out it's the leader using mind control. But like, this is, it felt like he was only becoming like a renegade because, that's what like happened in the previous two movies. And it's like, it is boring, like, because like ultimately the main hero, it wasn't his villain, it was like the Hulk's villain. And he's like, Anthony Mackie like gave in an interview that he wants to fight the Juggernaut next. Just, yeah, what is he going to do? Like, say, hey, remember your brother Xavier? Like, do we really need? It's very unfortunate. That's all I'm going to say. I apparently on Rotten Tomatoes, this is the lowest ranking Marvel movie of the MCU era or whatever. That's very sad, and I feel kind of bad, but I can't argue against it. It's like I said, it was a boring movie. So, and it was a boring military industrial complex commercial. It's like literally someone looked up to like Sam Wilson, Captain America, and said, hey, this guy joined the Air Force because of you. It's like, oh, well, frick this. So it's kind of sad.